Hello and welcome to Inconceivable. I'm William.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Wesley, and we're gonna let the Wookiee win.
Yes, absolutely. Which goes right into what I want to talk about, which we're all so excited, is the solo trailer's out. Finally!
We're always excited, but yes, finally!
There's 3 different dates for it.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So just a side note, because no one else is talking about this, so I guess it's really not that big of a thing. But it annoys me so much that they throw in literally 3 different times. They throw in this summer. They throw in Memorial Day, and they're like May 25th. I'm just like, none of those dates are the same at all. Yeah. So I think they're just saying that because May 25th comes before Memorial Day, so I guess they're saying into Memorial Day weekend, and then it's gonna go into the beginning of summer.
It's the summer season for movies, basically.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
So I get what they're going for, but for me at least, that was confusing. Apparently, it wasn't confusing for many other people though, because I see no one else talking about it.
As long as we know the specific date,
because the dates were so important to me.
The date is the 25th of May.
Yeah, because that's why when I saw the summer, I was like, oh, it's being delayed. They're like Memorial Day. It's like, oh, that's kind of early summer, right? And it's like May 25th. It's like, wait, isn't that the original day?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess nothing really changed. But yeah, Solo trailer is finally here. We actually got kind of 2 halves. We got a teaser at the Super Bowl.
We got a TV spot,
and then we got the next trailer the next day.
So I'm betting you that they were having problems with releasing the trailers, which is a weird thing. That's a new one. We have had delays of movies all the time, but delay of a trailer? That's kind of a new one. And I'm sure that maybe happens more than they care to admit, but this was the first time they announced that they delayed the trailer.
A lot of the times we'll get teaser trailers for movies, and then the movie will be delayed and it'll come out like a year later.
Yeah, yeah.
That's happened before, but like delaying a trailer. I think it was like sometime in early to mid-January. They said, yeah, the trailer's coming out Monday. I'm like, oh man, I'm so ready for this. And I waited all day through work. I was like, I'm gonna see it at the end of the night. And I go and I look for it, and then it says solo trailer delayed. It was like someone who was talking about, like, what? No, I've been waiting so long for
My day is ruined.
People have been talking about the Solo trailer since October. Because when I was looking up things about the date, I saw that's as soon as people were talking about saying, hey, when are we gonna get a Solo trailer? Took, let's see, from October, that would be 4 months?
November, December, January. It's like, almost 4 months.
Almost 4 months from when people were like, hey, we should be seeing a trailer soon. Because usually trailers come about, I don't know,
a good 8-9 months before the...
Right, at least a teaser.
Yeah, at least a teaser.
Yeah. So the fact that we saw not even like posters or anything, because we got it all at once.
We got a fake teaser, poster, which was really cool.
We got a teaser, we got a real trailer, we got poster, like art per se. I don't know if it's not the official poster, but they have one for each character.
It's like the Gunslinger 80s poster.
Yeah, they're really cool. But
because it's being coded as a comedy western.
We also got pictures. I think it was like in Entertainment Weekly or something.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool to see. Yeah, keep on.
But interactions definitely mixed. A lot of people.
You mean reactions?
What did I say?
Interactions,
yeah. Those
Same.
2. Interactions and reactions. They were both mixed. People complaining that, oh, yep, this is going to be just as bad as The Last Jedi. And first of all, I love Last Jedi, so...
It grew on me.
I don't love The Last Jedi. There are definitely a lot of things that I have wrong with it, but there is stuff that I also really, really like. So overall, the movie's enjoyable. Yes,
the movie's very enjoyable. I don't think they ruined Star Wars by any means by making that movie. It's called, you have to go somewhere with the franchise, and you can't... Like, do you want this to be another Call of Duty issue, where literally they're just repackaging the same thing? Literally, we have to accept the fact that Star Wars fans will never be happy. Because if you repackage the same thing, you'll be like, man, Star Wars never kills anybody. They always had the same... I mean, you saw people about The Force Awakens, they complained how it was too much like the fourth. But that's what they asked for, so I don't know.
Just a disclaimer, we're going to talk about spoilers in depth in this podcast. So we're going to talk about...
for Last Jedi,
no, for like anything. Anything.
Yeah.
Like Force Awakens, Last Jedi. We've already lost 2 people, okay? Han Solo and Luke Skywalker.
It's true. And Leia's gonna die in the next one.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Probably. Well, I think they'll do like in between the movies. Yeah.
Oscar and death.
Yeah. It is safer
she
to
died
say.
Of a broken heart.
If there won't be spoilers, we'll say that. I think it's safer to assume there'll always be spoilers.
Yeah. And there will actually be stuff that won't have spoilers. So like I'm thinking when we talk about Black Panther, we'll probably be talking about it very soon after. We may do one section that's spoiler free, and then a couple episodes down, we might do a spoiler one, so we can have. Well, we'll talk about that.
We'll come back to that. It depends on how excited we are. We're really excited about things that we talk about on that way.
Every single episode, we're like, I'm excited. Yes, you are.
Yeah. So for those worried that anything we talk about is spoilers, that's not always the case, but you can expect 75% of the time it's going to be spoilers.
Yeah.
So, but for those of you who like spoiler-free stuff, you're not unheard. Don't worry. So
we understand.
Yeah.
If you want spoiler-free stuff, we can probably work up a couple of reviews or something.
That's true, yeah. A lot of that will be in the articles. Yeah. But anyways, going back to Star Wars.
Solo.
I don't sympathize with a lot of people saying this. I think I'm taking for the trailer what it is. Because first off, the main thing I'm getting from here is that we've seen a lot of Marvel movies kind of doing new territory stuff. We've seen Thor Ragnarok. We've seen Guardians of the Galaxy. Both of which are very successful. We're seeing new territories being reached. And it being...
Also for, like, other superhero movies, we're finally getting... Well, we've already had R-rated movies, but that's coming back.
Right.
And it feels different and, like, revamped in a way.
Well, when you have 4 Marvel movies at this point coming out a year, if you made the same type of movie every single time, that'd be so freaking boring. Just with, like, new heroes and new villains. Like, that's they can't do that. And Star Wars is going to get to that point. We're going to have...
They've already done it with a Death Star. We've had 3 Death Stars.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, give me something else.
Yeah.
What was the 3rd Death Star?
But even beyond
Star
plot
Killer
points,
base.
Not a Death Star.
It killed a star, didn't it? It sucked
It
the
killed
whole...
planets.
It killed planets. Why would they call it the Death Star if it's not killing stars?
Because it's like a star and it brings death.
But it sucked the star.
the star of the show.
It sucked the sun out of the sky, which is also a star. So technically, that's the actual Death Star.
and
Yeah, it's like it took the power from the sun, and it was like.
Is that what the original Death Star did?
No, Star Killer Base.
Oh.
So that one is more of a Death Star than the actual Death Stars.
Yeah, but it's a whole planet killing other planets.
And yet Han Solo mistaken it for a moon.
Yeah,
full circle.
It actually does look like a moon from a distance. So
well, that's no moon. But yeah, so I think that we have to embrace the fact that, especially now, the Chronicle movies in Star Wars, the Sega movies, or whatever you want to call them, that's a different story.
Did you say Sega?
So you mean like the main line of movies, and then you have the anthology films.
Those are in a different territory, but these individual movies, we can't hold those to the same expectations of the other ones. They should be allowed to have different genres and different styles of storytelling. They're in the Star Wars universe, but just as Marvel has proven that they can have a Marvel-like movie in a different type of genre, Star Wars should be allowed to do the same.
Yeah, but you have to maintain a certain level of familiarity, or it just ceases to be what it's claiming to be.
Absolutely.
So, like...
I think Rogue One did a pretty good job with that, because it was a war movie, but it was Star Wars.
It feels totally like a prequel to Episode 4, like a
I want to go back and
it makes A New Hope like Episode 4 Part 2, and like Rogue One's now Episode 4 Part 1.
It's literally the origin story of the first 3 Star Wars.
Yeah. So for those of you who've seen the trailer, the full trailer that released on Monday after the Super Bowl, it opens up and like Han Solo's in like the speeder, and then it rounds a corner, and then all of a sudden it's like they're outside, it's all bright and sunny and stuff, and you even said, kind of looks like Blade Runner. And see,
I was thinking it looks like a space version of Fast and Furious.
Yeah, well, my problem is the speeder doesn't look familiar to me, the setting doesn't look familiar to me, the lighting doesn't look familiar.
So it looks different, like they've done something different?
The setting reminds me of one thing, the thing with the Blade Runner scene, that reminds me of only one other thing in Star Wars, which is one of the first few scenes in Rogue One, where you see those Rogue One characters, can't remember their names.
Which one?
The main guy there. Cassian.
Alex would know all of
that. Yeah. When he shot that guy in the alley, remember? Like
back.
That city type setting?
Yeah.
That's the only similar thing that calls to mind.
I want some names.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know where that is, because there's a lot of places that are supposed to be a part of Han Solo's past, and they can't just ignore that. So I want to know, what's going. Like,
you mean like the stuff from the Legends that's not canon anymore?
Well, like, doesn't he still talk about that in some of the movies? Like,
he talks about
when does the Kessel Run
in 12 parsecs. Yeah, like he still talks about that, but that was in the original movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
so they're not going to change something that happened in the original movie.
I'm not saying that.
What I'm wondering is if they're actually going to have that scene, the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's literally what I just said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, is that going to be like?
I don't
does
know.
it cover that? Or is it before that?
It looks like
Is
he's
it-
going through a nebula in the trailer, so I'm wondering, is that like how he made the jump so fast, or
Maybe they'll explain why they use a distance of measurement because parsecs is a measurement of distance, not of time. And he says, like, and people have been making fun of
I
that forever.
came here in 12 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe
Wow.
they'll explain to us what that means.
Yeah, I'll be there in 12 miles.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not like, so maybe parsecs is different in their time, like it's like parts
I don't know,
per
I'm not
second, or
I'm like a space expert.
I don't know, space,
But-
space time. You know.
The internet told me this, so I'm
Stars.
taking its word for it.
Yeah, I'm not some sort of brainiac. What do you take me for?
Brainiac? Wow.
Abraham Lincoln said, "You could always trust what's on the internet."
What?
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. So what are you looking forward
So,
to?
well, I want to say we were talking about Han Solo specifically. Another controversial topic is the casting.
It's
There was a lot of
obviously.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of rumors about his casting. We know for a fact that the directors had a very hard time working with him initially. We didn't hear how after, because they actually brought in like
New director.
a trainer for
No, yeah,
for him.
what was it? A acting coach.
Yeah, they brought in an acting coach for him.
Well, that's
So it
not
was
unusual all the time.
Right. Well, because another thing is that the Star Wars franchise likes using new and unheard of actors.
This guy isn't that unheard of, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen something of him being in one movie. I think that was like the Grand Budapest.
Well, I'm not saying that people are non-existent in Hollywood. I'm just saying like
It's smaller name
right.
actors.
Just like how I'm trying to remember the
John
actor
Boyega,
or
Daisy Ridley.
Yeah, Daisy Ridley. She was in stuff, but Star Wars like dwarfed anything that she was in before. She was like in indie films and stuff like that. So it's not like they're picking people who have no experience, but just people who are not in the limelight yet.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you say, because I'm looking at all the movies he's been in, I don't recognize any of them.
Exactly.
But
So-
John Boyega was in like a pretty. It wasn't a really big movie, but it was like a movie that people had seen, like Attack the Block.
Right, because another thing
And-
is that sometimes when they announce, like, hey, John Boyega, you're in Star Wars, he won't actually act in Star Wars for like 2 years from that time. And so then if it's in like a TV show, which has a much faster turnaround, he could be in something after the fact, and he gets more visibility because they know that they've cast him for Star Wars, even though they haven't seen him yet.
Yep.
So sometimes you'll have things like that where, like, hey, you saw me in this, even though that this was after the announcement of Star Wars, and then so even if that thing becomes popular, it's not because he had that popularity because of whatever he was doing before. It's because, oh, we know he's going to be in Star Wars now, so we know he's going to be a big deal. That kind of
Yeah.
I think he's been
mentality.
in more stuff than Daisy Ridley actually since Star Wars came out. Because he was in a Netflix movie. I
Yeah.
don't remember what it was.
He's definitely
he was
been in more
also
stuff.
in The Circle with Emma Watson, and then he's also going to be in the new Pacific Rim
He's a
movie.
great actor. I like him a lot.
John Boyega.
He's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Han Solo casting is
What's his name? Alden.
Alden Ehrenreich or something like that.
Yeah.
I was just on his
a lot.
Alden in. It's EHREN
Is it?
REICH.
Ehrenreich.
Ehrenreich.
in Rosenstein.
Ehrenreich. There goes something.
Ehrenreich. Yeah.
What's your phone? Yeah, so a lot of
But-
people, no one,
Go on.
he's getting a lot of hate in the comments. Like, people aren't even giving him a chance. It's so hard to tell.
Who, the
off
guy
of a
that plays
trailer.
Han Solo?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoever
it's
is going
unfair.
to take over the role for Han Solo is going
We're
to get
talking
a
about
lot of
Harrison
hate.
Ford. You honestly
Forward.
You honestly think that you can find a replacement for him? Just like Indiana
I know,
Jones.
yeah.
They literally can't replace him. They can only replace successors to Indiana Jones in the canon. They will never be able to replace that actor. It's just, you
Yeah.
can't follow that up. So he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders, and I feel like people aren't giving him a decent enough chance, you know?
Just let me read you some of these real quick.
What is it?
I don't know if I want to say that one.
Are they comments on?
I can't take how goofy he looks. Not convinced with this guy playing Solo. No, he has no charisma. He can't really act. Looks like a fan movie. Remember, kids, it's not important if it's good, only if it makes money. Mark Hamill.
What?
Because I love Emilia Clarke, she just looks wrong in all of this. They ran around smuggling, get shot at a bunch, he falls in love with the chick, Woody Harrelson's character betrays them in some way, the chick dies, Han is traumatized by his dead girlfriend. Oh, that's, okay, it's theories.
Wow.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I used to be excited about Star Wars trailers. Ooh.
Oh, that's rough.
See, people are throwing a lot of shade at this.
Yeah.
And like early judgment. And you know what I think it is? I think it's all the people who are fired up about about what the people on the bad side about The Last Jedi are now out to prove something that, yes, Star Wars is doomed, and if you're not convinced by The Last Jedi, just wait till this movie. It's going to ruin everything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm looking forward to? I want to see, like The Last Jedi got a lot of crap.
Yeah.
I want to see this movie.
Also got a lot of love.
Yeah, but I want to see this movie have, like turn everybody's perspective upside down. Be like, oh, this movie's going to suck. Go in and watch it. And they're like, oh, that was actually really good.
Yeah.
You know what I think this means, though? I think the next, what is it, 9? Star Wars 9? I think Star Wars 9 might actually come out in May, too.
No, it's coming out December.
Is that been confirmed?
It's coming out December 2019, I think.
Has it been confirmed, though?
I think so.
Because, I mean, if you remember what we talked about a couple weeks ago, they've been trying to get the Star Wars release dates to be in May all the time. May. And I don't know if this was going to be like a reset.
Yeah, and I don't know whether to be, because I would have been more comfortable if they delayed this movie, because there was a lot of issues coming up to it. They've been taking a lot of time. They've come up with a lot of stuff right away, so I don't know if that means that they finally had something click and then now everything's working, or...
December 20th, 2019.
Oh, wow.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm actually intrigued, though, by all of this buzz. Like, I want to see it and be like, because like then if it's good, then you're like,
I don't
what
have
happened?
I don't
Like,
have really
it's-
high expectations, but it's going to be a Star Wars movie, so I'm
Right.
going to go watch it.
It's going to be really important, because if they go with a genre change, which I think is what they need to do, what they should do, and
They are.
people should
Yeah.
be open to, if it's a hit, that's huge. Because look at what Guardians of the Galaxy did for Marvel. When that was a hit, it changed the world of Marvel movies forever.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're allowed to do this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if this movie's a hit, with the assumption that this is a big genre shift, then it's going to open the world to Disney.
They're not being coy about it being
I think
a
it's
different genre.
Right.
They it's a Western. Like, they've come right out and said...
Oh, really? So it's confirmed?
They've come right out and said, this is a comedy Western.
You can literally see it in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like the whole Han Solo having the gun by his
Which is
side.
totally cool.
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite part of the trailer, is where he, like, reaches for his gun, like it's a standoff.
And
You want to know my favorite part of the trailer? It's so weird, but my favorite part is like when you see Lando and he just smiles at the camera. I'm just like,
we haven't talked about him yet.
Okay, everybody.
That's my single most excited thing of
Everybody's
Glover.
hating.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody is hating on the Han Solo actor, but then we see Donald Glover, and you're just like, he's perfect. He's so perfect.
Oh, fangirl scream! I'm so excited.
I don't think there's a single dispute about that. Donald Glover is the perfect
We're kind of like, that's like the sacred cow of the movie. We're kind of just, everybody's like letting that go. It's like, all right, we love this.
It's like, oh, Han
everything
Solo,
else.
Donald Glover,
Yas, like, okay, that part of the movie's perfect. Let's move on.
When we heard the casting for it, weren't you guys just like, yes,
I was
totally.
like, I was like, that makes all the sense in
Is
the world.
Peter still playing Chewie?
No, he's so old.
No, they switched that. So he has been sharing time as Chewie with a younger actor of the same build.
Like
was he doing the sitting down scenes, because he's not able to walk really well.
I don't remember, and I don't remember exactly when they switched, but he's been playing Chewie for a little while now. Like, they shared time in The Last Jedi. I'm not sure if they did in Episode 7. But yeah, he'll be doing all the Chewie work for this one. So it's kind of like passing of the torch to this guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like how they do the slow transition thing and not just like, here you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't tell.
Not really.
I can't tell.
It's still just for us fans, it's nice to know, because he's been Chewie for so long that he's like, no, you have to have him as Chewie. Not that it matters.
31
on
R2-D2 hasn't been Kenny Baker in a while.
Yeah, well, he died. Yeah, he died. Yeah, so that's a big reason. But R2-D2 could always be easily CG. That's not something.
He has been several times.
Yeah. So that's a bit different.
Yeah.
You know? Where you would never want Chewie to be CG.
I want them to hold on to the practical effects. Like an Iron Fist grip.
Another thing, moving away from
Iron Fist grip. Glowing grip.
Moving away from castings, it's hard to tell because the trailer is different, but I think we're going to see a very different editing style in this movie, which I don't think people understand this, because in Star Wars, the way that things are shot, and it's done, like, I don't know, like, this is just because I'm a videographer and I see these things. Their transitions are very slow. A lot of wipes. Not many movies
They have so many weird
wipes.
transitions.
Yeah,
It's a Star Wars thing.
It's a wipe, or it's like a bubble. Whoop.
Yeah, they either do really slow cuts or just hard cuts. There's no in between. With this one, we're gonna see a lot of. I think we're gonna see a lot of fast cuts. We're gonna see a lot, which is not usual for Star Wars. Usually we have longer scenes. We don't usually see like 10 seconds of this, 10 seconds of this.
Do you think the movie will be faster paced in general? Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
And I think the editing is gonna feel a bit weird because how it's edited is gonna feel different than your normal Star Wars.
Actually,
so like,
it's interesting.
go ahead.
It's interesting that you bring that up because I was thinking about Rogue One, and I think they didn't have wipes like that either. Because they will do the scenes and then it'll jump to the next planet. Like it's no wipe or anything. It'll just like boom, this
it's
one.
It's like a newer form of it.
Yeah.
Star Wars uses transitions that are now only acceptable in like home videos and stuff.
I know, right? George Lucas is like, oh, look at all these Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah, exactly.
All I can think of is Looney Tunes, where it's just like that's all, folks.
Star Wars.
Look, it's done. It's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that beautiful turn. It took you what, 2 seconds? That's amazing. It's amazing. Production value.
I don't know what you're referencing, but
no, just saying. He's like, I can just see like George Lucas like hunching over the editing guy. He's like, look at the transitions tab. Look at all these presets. They're amazing. Yeah.
There's so much work in them.
Throw that in there. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at that. The circle. It goes right on the different.
Let's have that circle go right into that guy's nose. Woo.
The white fades, man.
Now let's end this segment like we always do. Okay, I'm pretty excited for it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I am optimistic, but again, I am also kind of worried because they went in for reshoots like 6 months, 5 months before the movie's supposed to come out.
Yeah, but what movie hasn't now? Like,
but that being said,
still, it's Star Wars.
What I'm saying is that this means two things. Either one, they've just accepted that this didn't meet their expectations, so they're putting it all out there. Because we got a lot of stuff in the movie all at once. Like within a week, we got like 80% of what we were looking to have. Or everything just clicked. Finally, like, they got the actor on track, everything was working, and then everything was like bam, 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 bam. Because that stuff does happen. Once you finally hit that sweet spot and you know what you're doing, everything is easy. But either way, we haven't heard anything from production indicating either way.
I'm hoping that a lot of our worries with the movie are misconceptions.
That'd be beautiful.
On the plus side, though, they do have a great director, Ron Howard.
Yeah, is that the one that they replaced? Yeah. Is that the current one?
Yeah, originally they had 2 directors, I think, and then they were fired, and then Ron Howard came on board, and he's done a lot of stuff. I think, is he Academy Award nominee or a winner?
I can't imagine that he's not. There's no way that he's not.
I didn't realize how good of a director he was until I looked at his filmography, and he's been in a ton of stuff too. He's not just a director; he's also an actor. He was in the Andy Griffith Show.
Ron Howard.
He was a kid. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's affiliated with Clint Eastwood, so that's good for the whole Western theme.
That's true.
Look for movies he's done.
He was actually in American Graffiti, George Lucas's movie.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a fun throwback.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Howard, American director. What movies has he directed?
He did do The Dark Tower, which came out last year, which I heard wasn't that good.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, they had to edit it a lot because it's a story that spans across several books, I think.
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure.
So on here, he's got American Graffiti. Okay, a lot of these are weird.
What are you doing?
I'm looking up his movies he's directed.
He did Apollo 13. Wait,
Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. A Beautiful Mind, which is a great movie.
That was an amazing movie.
Cinderella Man, Curious George, The Da Vinci Code, In the Shadow of the Moon.
Yeah, he did all the...
The Death and Return of Superman. Oh, that's a documentary.
In the Heart of the Sea. That's the one with Chris Hemsworth and Tom Holland.
Moby Dick.
He did Willow. Holy crap.
The Dark Tower, Solo, A Star Wars Story.
Yeah, I'm not too worried.
American Made.
Oh, that's not what I thought it was.
I think it was the Kid in the Music Man, too.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be good.
It's in good hands.
Good grief.
So yeah, we are cautiously optimistic. I think
great director, pretty good.
We're excited.
I'm doing the normal thing.
I'm excited.
We're excited.
I'm doing the normal thing where I'm trying to keep my hype levels low so I can basically keep my expectations low so they can easily be breached and I'll be happy.
I'm a happy moviegoer. I just love going to see movies.
I don't want to
I'll enjoy it other way.
I don't have the same feeling that I did when I watched Star Wars: The Last Jedi for the first time because several times I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
No. But yeah, this movie, it's okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's
it's not going to be
out
long.
in May, so
it's not going to be long before we're talking about it again. It's great.
Yeah.
Right. May's going to be a busy season this year.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Avengers: Infinity War is coming out that month too.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
May's going to be a good month. Anyway, we're going to move right on. Flip Gary. So more than one trailer came out during the Super Bowl. The one.
Wow, there was like 5 trailers.
Well, actually, no. This trailer didn't come out during the Super Bowl, did it?
No, it didn't.
No,
It came
yeah,
out this week.
So we're talking about Venom again. It's probably safe to say that I'll be following Venom throughout the year. So if there's anything interesting to say about it, worth bringing up for 20 minutes on the show, we'll probably be talking about it again.
This is an important movie for 2 reasons.
Yeah.
1, Venom is the character, like Deadpool, has been waiting to be redeemed for a long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
2, Spider-Man fans like myself are really freaking excited to see. And 3, this is important for Sony because if Sony flops on this movie, I say Sony's done. Sony loses the right to all their superhero characters, and they're done.
And here's my thought on that. So before the trailer came out, I hadn't realized this, but now seeing the trailer, and before we talk about it, seeing the trailer made me realize there's so much material. So even if Spider-Man doesn't make it into the movie, even as a cameo, even if that's just stays a rumor and doesn't happen, there's so much material for Venom to work through where you could create like a universe like they're trying to. So you got Venom and you got Carnage, who might very well be in the movie as well. There's some actors in it that
do they have Miles Morales under their?
No, we have a.
Miles Morales is still Sony.
We have an.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
They could make a whole movie on that.
He's not going to be in the.
But there's
Venom movie,
no, he's not going to be in the.
There's
going to
be an animated
I think
movie.
William's talking about like he could be. Could he be in that universe? Is that
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just
well, I mean they're doing some kind of animated thing with him.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I don't think so. Another thing is. There's this like group of people called the Life. Hold on, I got it written down. It's called Foundation, and what they do is they get a hold of the Venom symbiote, and then they forcibly make more symbiotes from it. So like. You have like tons of symbiotes running around with different hosts, different characters. So like you can see how that might have the formation of a universe in the making. So like even before addressing the trailer, those are like thoughts coming out of my head. And
so what is our initial thoughts? I think because the biggest thing is that anyone who's seen the trailer, I should say teaser. Let's specify this is a teaser.
Yeah, it's a teaser.
It's such a teaser.
It's such a teaser because. There's no actual visuals of Venom himself.
And just let me say, I didn't expect to see him.
No, and no one should have had.
I wanted to see a tiny bit more, just like him changing a little bit more.
Well, here's what you do get to see. You get to see. So there's a scene in the trailer where he's like flailing around on the table. You see his face. If you look closely, you can see the symbiote creeping up his neck. You can see that. Another thing is at the end of the trailer, and in all the promotional material, is they're using the traditional Venom eyes and mouth. Like, that's a good sign. Yeah. Like, they're showing you that. Like, it's just... I think that's a good sign.
Do you think that Sony working with Disney to make this Spider-Man movie is going to... do you think they're going to learn from that experience?
I think so. Yeah.
And I think, that's what it takes to make a good
I think this may just be a matter of Disney looking at Sony and going... If Venom is successful and going, oh, you can do it on your own. And then partnering, because we talked about this last time, they have made this Venom movie with the hope of that it could be, because they've made it with the mentality of, this still exists in the same world as Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yep.
Like, they've made it with that mentality. Which is more exciting.
It's gonna mean so much. Either way, if this movie is successful or if it's a flop, it's going to be very, very important to the Marvel Universe.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And, Tom Hardy is one of my favorite actors, so, I feel like the character's in good hands. I feel like the movie's in good hands.
I'm glad they have...
And he's doing the motion capture. He did all the motion capture for Venom, so when we see that, it's still him.
So far, I'm loving what we're seeing for him as, I forget the character's...
Eddie Brock.
He's supposed to be a jock-like character, too.
Eddie Brock is like a jock-type guy, but he's a reporter, too. And Tom Hardy really... He's really captures that.
So he's definitely not... what's the actor from Spider-Man?
He's definitely not Topher Grace.
Yeah, I was like...
No.
I'm not intimidated in any way.
Nope. This will be good. I've been wrong before, but mark my words, I think this is going to be really good.
Everything from the 70s show coming out of the Venom body is really weird.
Yeah. Not the only thing I was wrong about either. Last week we talked about the Super Bowl, and now I want to cry. But we won't get into that too much, just for continuity's sake.
Those Tide Pods, though.
Those Tide Pods. Tide commercials were good.
I can't believe... this is related, I swear.
Good.
The whole commercials and trailers for the Super Bowl were amazing. I don't think we've had so many like important trailers.
They were good.
We have,
like all the
but
commercials and trailers were really good this year.
Because we had Jurassic Park, we had
Yep.
Infinity War,
Mission
we had,
Impossible.
We kind of Mission Impossible. We kind of had something for
Excited for
Black
that.
Panther, but it was tied with commercial.
And that was kind of like, all right, you already know Black Panther's coming. You've already seen a lot.
Yeah,
so.
It's coming out in
throw this
2 weeks.
there.
Come on.
Oh, what else did we have?
car commercial.
We had the Cloverfield one, right?
Yeah.
That was in there too.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
Yeah, but so many like trailers that people actually cared about in this.
Oh yeah.
It was great.
We also got a lot of trailers throughout this week too. We got Deadpool, we got Venom.
Yeah.
We went from being in the dark about a lot of things. We went from being in the dark about Han Solo, about Venom, to all of a sudden like, bam, just like more than we could take. Like, holy crap, there's a lot to talk about. So
Yeah. So I mean, now we can kind of dissect the trailer a little bit. So you start the trailer. You see the Venom logo right off the bat, and it's like metallic and red. And I was telling you guys this earlier. Looks fine. Like I'm okay with it. I just kind of I'm a big fan of like the comic book looking titles. So like I just kind of wish they would replace the metallic like silverness of the inside of it with like white. And just,
So you like the font, you just don't like the...
I like the font, yeah. I just want it to look more... I want it to be more flat, like it's on a comic book panel, and then white instead of the silver. But it's fine. I just me being picky.
This is fine.
Yeah, this is fine. This is okay.
Well, so what's some of the general talk we're hearing about reactions for this trailer?
People were really disappointed with it.
Yeah, people are just being stupid. Like they're just being like, this is supposed to be a Venom trailer. I didn't see any Venom. Yeah. Shut up, kid. Like it's like I didn't expect to see him. Like, did you really expect to? They're not going to give away the most exciting thing about the movie right off the bat. They're not gonna.
Again,
they're not
going
gonna do
back,
that.
I like when there's the whole scene where he's like feeling like he's starting to change. I would have wanted to see a tiny bit more change, like just a little bit more. Seeing something go up his neck is like, oh well, it looks like he's got like a bad, somebody poisoned him. I don't know.
I mean, of course, I want to see it, but like, I'm not disappointed, and I don't hold it against them. They're trying to create hype. They're trying to create a marketing model. Like, of course, they're not going to give away the most exciting thing about
Amazing
it.
Spider-Man 2. I think they gave away too much in the trailers, right? Mm-hmm. That's
another thing. The Venom trailer should be a good example of they didn't give away too much about the movie in the teaser. Like, and yes, it's just a teaser, but how long was the teaser, William? It was like almost 2 minutes.
It was minute 40.
It was longer than most teasers are by about 40 minutes.
So it gave people the impression that it wasn't
40 minutes. You mean 40 seconds?
There was a lot of.
That's what I mean.
It was a very slow-paced trailer. There was a lot of long cuts. So, in comparison to the Han Solo trailer, where it was like maybe 30 to 40 different scenes cut into that, where in the Venom trailer we're looking at maybe 12 to 15 different scenes. So a lot less actual shown. Same running time, but that's because everything is a much slower paced and very tease kind of vibe. And that's fine.
I'm okay with that. I thought it was good. I was like, I got to see something about the movie, and I'm still in the dark about what's going on, but I don't feel confused. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Can people's expectations stop ruining stuff?
Like, exactly.
Like, I'm sorry that's not what you wanted it to be, but how do you even know that? This is so much speculation that people want to hate things before it even comes out.
Just take in what you've seen and then make a reaction off of that, not what you thought you were going to see.
I think the hype mixed in with the expectations is ruining people's appreciation for movies.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and people have been throwing some blame at the theories of movies doing harm, and sure, that's maybe part of it, but I feel like the more of people having expectations, like, theories do play a part in that, but I think that's just a sub point of that contributes to the overall arcing of expectations are ruining movies, people need to. I understand what we're doing is talking, we're speculating about stuff, but this is us being excited about the possibilities and the way this could go one way, but we're not closing off to the fact that if it's not what we expect it to be, we're not going to be mad at that for that, because things do amazing stuff. If Guardians of the Galaxy was what we expected it to be, it would suck.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Well, the problem that I had for a while was like I would watch everything for a movie that I was excited for. I watched the trailers, TV spots, clips, all of it, and then I'd watch the movie. I'm like, this isn't what I expected. That's what happened with the Avengers. Like I watched it, I'm like, this is different from what I was expecting, and I was slightly disappointed. But like, too much speculation will make you feel disappointed. It's like it's not the movie that I was thinking I was going to see. And I think problem is right now is that we live in an age where everybody has a voice on the internet, so they're all saying their different things, and everyone's like, all right, I'm forming my own idea, as opposed to just being like, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah. I think there's something to be said about not watching any trailers for a movie. Like, I know there's a lot of people, for Star Wars especially, they don't watch any trailers up to it. That's a totally fine approach. I
can't do it.
I have no self-control.
I'm better than I was. I'm not watching all the TV spots and clips, but I am watching the trailers.
Yeah. I think it's
20 times.
I think we're starting to get a little bit better with less teasers, less spoilers in trailers. For the past couple of years, I feel like there's been a lot of spoiler content in trailers, and I think that's what people mostly been trying to avoid.
So the last trailer for The Last Jedi showed Rey with Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
Yeah,
I didn't want to see that.
I saw a clip of that. I'm like, what? Well,
I didn't. That was too much for me. I didn't want to see that.
It was Kylo Ren's. I just saw a red lightsaber. I'm like, what? Whoa, hey.
I mean, it didn't end up giving away that much in retrospect, but immediately upon seeing it, I was like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it.
I see thumbnails, and I'm like, no, stop.
Like on Facebook, you're just scrolling down Facebook, and it's like,
and I'm just like, yeah, scroll, keep
why
scrolling.
have you done this to me? I can't believe you've done this.
And do you think that trailers are encouraging this?
They give us too much.
Yeah, like they're giving us the food that's required to speculate. So do you think trailers should show less and tease more? As much as aggravating that would be to people, because we're used to being spoon-fed information before the movie
we want to
comes
speculate.
out.
While we're doing this,
I think they're giving us too much of an appetizer before the main course. That's what I think.
I think what we saw for
French fries.
Let's just talk about food now.
I think what we saw for the Venom trailer was honestly very appropriate.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
We saw, because what we needed to see was...
I already know I'm going to go see it.
Yeah.
Because you could flash Venom up there all you want, but what really matters is the character behind it.
That'd be like getting to putting the dessert first. I just like...
Yeah.
Like, I don't
There's always
mind
room for dessert, but if you eat the dessert first, you're not going to have room for,
Or you just,
dinner.
the rest of the meal isn't as exciting.
It's really not.
Because that means we're going to have a really freaking awesome official trailer when that comes
exactly.
out.
Yeah, we have to have an official trailer.
Back to food. I'm hungry now.
Well, let's go back to the trailer, actually. Also, like, one of the points I had was immediately into the trailer when Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock starts talking. It's like he's talking about like pain and things people go through, and after they go through them, they end up being a different person. Like, all alluding to the Venom symbiote. And he's like, and then you see a girl with blonde hair, and she appears right as he's saying a breakup, and the character, I'm pretty sure, is confirmed to be Anne Weying, which in the comics is
Not Martha.
Not Martha, thank goodness.
Martha!
Is Anne Weying, and in the comics that is Eddie's ex-wife. And I don't think it's coincidence that you see her right as he's saying breakup. So they're related.
Oh, no.
They're related in that way somehow. Doesn't have to be the ex-wife, but they've had a relationship. And she's She-Venom. Nobody knows who that is probably, but
female Venom.
Well, yeah. At one point in the comics, Anne was like near death, and the symbiote like attached to her and saved her, and then she like went on a rampage for a few issues. I don't know.
For a few issues?
Yeah.
How about a lot of issues?
No, I mean like
she has so many.
No, and then I don't know, and then that I think She-Venom's become more popular. Anyway, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. Characters I recognized.
Yeah.
So he's an anti-hero in this one. We talked about it before.
Yeah. So the premise of the movie is borrowing a lot from Venom Lethal Protector.
Okay.
And the story behind that is Spider-Man and Venom make a pact that they won't bother each other anymore as long as Venom doesn't break any laws. Okay. So what Venom does is he moves to California and picks up being a reporter again, and he ends up killing bad guys. I mean, he ends up breaking laws again, but it's like he's so far away from Spider-Man, and now he's shifted focus. So Venom actually has a long history of being considered an anti-hero that people aren't so immediately aware of, because usually when you see him with Spider-Man,
right,
and they don't get along still. Like, Venom is still, he's Venom, but it's not unheard of for Venom to be treated as an anti-hero, and I think that'll be cool to see.
Yeah, and
and we're used to that now, like with Deadpool and Wolverine and stuff.
But Deadpool's weird, because Wolverine Deadpool was more of a comedy, so it's kind of hard to take it seriously. Logan more so, but Logan's also kind of unique in his own way, where he is definitely more of a hero.
He's a hero, but he does his own thing.
He's a selfish hero, but he is a hero.
That's something, and I wrote an article about this. That's something the movies brought out more in him. Like, from a comic book standpoint, you still see Logan as anti-hero. Like, he's not a likable guy. So, like, a lot of that will probably come out in Venom.
But yeah, Venom is a true neutral character.
He's like a chaotic. Yeah, he's like a chaotic neutral.
Actually, come to think of it, is this the most? Because we don't have. There's no such thing as a supervillain movie. They're all superhero movies.
Yeah, this still won't be a supervillain movie.
Do we still not have
no,
a
it won't be.
movie?
No, but it won't be. But this won't be a superhero movie. Is this the most neutral hero we've ever had as the main character in this movie?
What about Suicide
Probably.
Squad?
Oh yeah, and then there's that. But I mean, probably. So here's the thing I'm excited about is Venom is still a bad guy. You know, in all right. sense of the word.
He's not a bad
guy. But like you'll be so I can imagine. So like, what if this Venom meets Tom Holland's Spider-Man? You know, Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the good guy, but we're seeing it from Venom's perspective. So it's like we know how damaged this character is, and we know that they're going to come into confrontation, and we know that Spider-Man's the good guy, but we still like to see Venom fighting him. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like. It's like they build an interesting character that's flawed and morally ambiguous, but it's
like a sort of different take of Batman v Superman. Like it's two you see one who's the good guy and the other guy who is damaged but still trying to do some stuff good, but it's not. It doesn't line up with the good guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I get it.
Because at the end of the day, Venom is still Spider-Man's arch enemy.
Yeah.
Arch nemesis.
Really?
Oh yeah.
He's the next Spider-Man.
Venom is Spider-Man's like. This is the cool thing about Spider-Man. Spider-Man has a rogue gallery much similar to Batman's, where there's a ton of really popular bad guys like Green Goblin and Carnage and Venom and Doc Ock and stuff like that. I would still consider Venom to be Spider-Man's arch nemesis, even above Green Goblin,
because
they're so similar. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think you'll find that a common thing too.
Yeah, no, I agree with that as much as we think, because Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus are only so heavy mentioned to the Spider-Man universe because of the movies. Like, we only think of those as their main guys because we are used to seeing that in the movies. In the comics, it's a different story.
Well, Green Goblin is...
In the comics, Green Goblin is still pretty close to Spider-Man.
Well, yes, but
the rivalry was definitely popularized by the movie.
Yeah. And not only that, but Green Goblin's in the overarching universe story is much smaller compared to a lot of the other villains.
Yeah, Norman Osborn. Because he's not. I mean, it's not like a couple issues and done. But you have Norman Osborn for the most part in the beginning. He becomes the Green Goblin. I'm not sure how long that lasts, because then it eventually becomes the Hobgoblin.
He's not the one he's not the kind of villain that keeps coming back. He's got one overarching story, and I mean, he's got a son, but that's kind of a different story. But Green Goblin himself, he's got basically one main story arc, and that's it. He doesn't keep coming back like the Joker.
I'm sure he's come back. But I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure in what context.
Everybody comes back and
exactly.
Books. Come on.
But for the most part, his story is pretty well set in that one storyline.
Yeah, I mean,
because it's very crucial to Spider-Man's plot development is his death.
But see, I'm not sure much. I'm not really sure. Well, I don't know a whole lot about Green Goblin in the comic books.
The thing is, though, is like Green Goblin does have a very close connection to Peter Parker or Spider-Man, especially because of Gwen Stacy. If you guys have read the comics, spoiler alert. Green Goblin.
Awkward pause.
Green Goblin kills Gwen Stacy. He's the one who kills her, I believe.
Yeah, sure. He does.
Yeah,
that's true.
So I think it'd be a pretty close second to being the worst.
Oh, he's definitely,
in my opinion.
Yeah, and Spider-Man in the Spider-Man TV show, like the cartoon in the '90s, Green Goblin kept coming back. Because what would happen is it was like you see in the movie. It's like a dual personality. Norman Osborn was totally unaware that he kept coming back as Green Goblin and actually I think that might be closer to what happens in the comics. Is you have the Green Goblin coming back, but not in the same intensity of like he's got a whole like the whole arc where like he's just tormenting Spider-Man. He just comes back peppered in, and you have so not so much like the Joker, but still he's there. I don't think they kill him that early in Spider-Man's original like run.
Probably not.
Yeah.
They have to, quicken things
And
up for
it's
movies.
comic book, everybody comes back. Nobody's really dead, so.
Never ever, except for Uncle Ben.
This is gonna be
Except for Uncle Ben. Oh, no!
I'm not wrong.
I mean, he comes back in one way. Rice. No, just kidding.
Oh! Did you hear that?
Ow.
Did you hear that? What's his face? Who's plays Spider-Man?
Tom Holland?
Oh, Tom Holland. Tom Holland wants Tobey Maguire to be Uncle Ben.
Oh.
It would fit.
That's weird.
He's about the same age as the
looks like
lady
a
playing
child,
Aunt May.
though. He's a big man
that's
child.
true. That's
Yeah, so see, it could be. I don't think it will, but
I
this
feel
would be kind of
gross
neat.
now. I don't want to think about that. Why would you bring that up?
Why?
It just feels uncomfortable.
About what?
Well, it's like that's Uncle. Like if he's Uncle Ben, then Aunt May, she's older than him. Is
No, he's not.
yeah,
No, she's
yes,
not.
she is.
Let's take a look
She
at
totally is.
Hold
Let's
on.
look this up. I'll check out Tobey Maguire.
While
look up
we're
the
looking
one.
it up, I just want to say something that I looked at earlier this week is that who has the rights to Marvel characters. This movie, I know we kind of mentioned at the beginning of the segment, but this movie is so important because other companies that had shares in it, 21st Century Fox, which now Disney owns all of, you have, actually, not many people know of, Lionsgate had a couple characters, one being the Man-Thing, which they actually made a movie of that was a complete flop.
42.
53.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
But so they own that. You have Universal, which actually doesn't have. I think the only character they have full rights to still, which I'm not even 100% sure on this, is She-Hulk. That's the
Okay,
only character
yeah.
they have 100 because they've lost most of the rights to Hulk. They usually the most.
Wait, are you talking about Sony?
No, they're talking about Universal.
Okay,
and the rights to
Universal.
Hulk. I don't think they have the rights to make their own movie anymore. I'm pretty sure they only have the rights to license products, and they get some sort of royalty when Hulk movies are made. But I don't think they're allowed to make Hulk movies anymore. I'm pretty sure they lost it. I think the only characters that they're allowed to do on their own is She-Hulk. I could be wrong, but that's my understanding. Lionsgate's completely out of the picture. All their characters have been absorbed into Disney.
Yep.
And then you've got Fox also absorbed into Disney. Universal is basically entirely absorbed into Disney. So literally, the
Sony
last
is the
one
biggest
is just
conglomerate, yeah.
Sony. And granted, the Spider-Man universe, and that's all they have, is just the Spider-Man universe.
And it's huge. It's like Batman's.
It's a big
Yeah.
one. It's a big one, but it is the last effector. And now when you look at like the Sony bubble next to like
Just get in.
Disney's, it's like, you know that, have you ever seen that dumb like internet game where you have like little circles and you have to like find a smaller circle to absorb and you get a little bit bigger?
I love those.
It's like that game.
Yeah,
That's-
and Disney's just trailing
yeah,
the little
exactly. It's
circle.
just waiting to suck it in and then
Yeah.
because
Oh, what are those called? It's like Amigo or something like that.
yes,
Yeah.
somewhere it's like that's how I see this game being played out, and this is a make or break it moment for Sony. So this movie is more important than just.
We're talking about Venom, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This movie is more important than just the Venom storyline. It's important in the Marvel
in the Marvel
universe.
storyline, just in the Disney storyline.
It's a lot of behind the
In our
scenes stuff
life.
that's important
Yeah.
too, and I like that we touched about it in this aspect because we didn't talk about that a lot
Last
in
time
the
we
first.
talked about it, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but this movie is important. It's super important.
Yeah.
So
So we'll be talking about Venom.
next time there's a trailer, when there's actually a trailer.
We'll keep talking about Venom up until it comes out in October. But for now, we're gonna switch to Alex.
Flip Gary.
Flipping Gary.
Going back to the Super Bowl, we got a lot of trailers. Something that I did not expect, though, was the Cloverfield Paradox. I
Don't think anyone was expecting that, actually. That was a surprise.
I think I kind of knew in the back of my mind that there was another Cloverfield movie coming out, but I didn't have any hype for it. There was nothing about it, and then we literally get a trailer, and we're like, oh, wow. That's the thing. It's coming out. Awesome. And then
soon.
And then it came out the very next day on Netflix, which is really weird because usually Netflix explains like, all right, this is what we're gonna have coming out the next month. It's like, okay, cool. But with movies this big, it usually comes out in theaters.
Well, and they've already got the next one announced. I think this was supposed to be like so what the movie was supposed to do was make sense of the first two.
Yeah.
I think they like just shot it in there to do that because the next one is still coming out this year.
Really?
Yep.
Whoa.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So this
I'm
was-
pretty sure. It's called the keyword, the code name for it is called Overlord.
Overlord?
Yeah.
Okay, because they did have they had a name for this one that wasn't correct. I don't remember what it was called, but
The God Particle.
Yeah, that's what it was. So I heard about people who would watch this movie, and they were actually kind of bummed, honestly, because I haven't seen the first one. I saw the second one, 10
I've only seen the
Cloverfield
second
Lane.
one too.
That one is amazing.
Yeah, I heard that one
It's
won a couple
really good.
Oscars, right?
Okay, so,
It's really good.
so I don't really like found footage movies, so that's why I was
The
like,
second one's not,
yeah, the second one was not. That one was absolutely fantastic. It was intriguing. It
watch
was
that again.
the suspense. Yeah, I want to watch it again.
The suspense.
Yeah,
The suspense.
the suspense was killing me. The writing was fantastic. The acting, the casting. Yeah, and then this one comes out, and I watched it this past week, and it was pretty okay. You know, it was so basically what the story is like. Spoiler alert, just so you guys know. So basically, the Earth is running out of resources, energy, so they need to find a new energy or create new energy. And so these astronauts go up to space to a space station, and they're trying to do fusion or whatever science that people do up there.
Science! Fusion!
Science, energy, clean energy
Fusion!
for the world. Yeah. So they're basically the world is on the brink of either extinction or war just because all the resources are running out. So people from different countries in the world, they all go up there.
Yeah.
And they're working on the energy. And they go for 2 years, nothing happens. Finally, they basically are able to figure out the fusion thing, the science. And then it goes wrong, surprise, and then stuff happens and weird things happens, and basically they go into a parallel dimension. Yeah, they go into a parallel
Dementors.
world.
Sorry.
I can't talk right now.
Now you've done it.
You broke me.
I broke Alex.
They go into another universe that's parallel to theirs, basically. And then a lot of really weird and random stuff happens. And it's supposed to be I guess it's supposed to tie the other movies together and explain them.
I've looked up an explanation.
You had looked it up.
Yeah.
But this movie is just it's a lot of random stuff, and it's supposed to be okay, parallel universes and aliens and weird, crappy stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Weird, crappy stuff.
So, okay, here's one thing. Okay. A guy gets his arms is sucked into the wall, and then it's moving around, and then they pull him out. His arm is gone, and it looks like it's always been gone. The wound is cauterized, it's not bleeding, nothing. It's just gone. You see the bone, and it's just it looks like it's just chopped off, and it's perfectly fine. Later on, the hand shows up, and it's crawling around, and they're just what's going on? Quickly, get the hand, and then they put it in a box, and then it starts to write by itself. It's crawling. They don't explain that. They don't explain why
That's weird.
They don't explain why the arm is doing that, and then they give the arm,
right?
Then they give the arm a pen.
Oh.
And it starts to write something, and it says turn on or It says basically look for something in this dead body, and then they find something that's not supposed to be there. It's a metal thing that they lost, and then worms shoot out of that body from another place, and we're like, what is going on? This movie makes no sense. This movie's
I'm sorry, if you can see the look of concern on Alex's face.
It's written by a 10-year-old, I swear.
Or an emo 13-year-old girl. Just these are my thoughts.
Let's be meta.
All I can think is, speaking of Ben, all I can think about is they give the pen to her hand and it just drops the pen and goes Major Luck! There's nothing inside the body, Major Luck.
Major Luck.
So can I share the explanation I figured out?
I need a moment.
Okay, I'm gonna give Alex a moment.
It's okay, buddy.
So people's biggest complaint about this movie so far is they're just I can find more reasons why this breaks the timeline than fixes it.
That's awkward.
Yeah, exactly. It's too ambiguous to tell. But here's what I looked up something on the internet to try to make sense of the timeline. And I guess what makes the most sense is that this Paradox movie, what it's trying to say is that all of the other Cloverfield movies are in different timelines. Mm-hmm. So what happens is this future event, it opens up all of these. What it does is they discover the Clovers, don't they, in the movie? Because I haven't seen it, but I'm assuming.
You see the Clovers? Do you mean
the monsters, the aliens? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the explanation I heard said that the events of Cloverfield Paradox awaken the Clovers, and then the Clovers get sent to different periods of time in different worlds. So what it is this event in the future has now created all the things that happened in the past, and like it's just like it's crazy. But it's like if you think about 10 Cloverfield Lane, they're not aware that an alien was in New York City years prior. They're not aware of that.
Yeah, that's weird.
And the reason is because it's separate timelines, different worlds. So like, because of Paradox, that's why you have aliens in 10 Cloverfield Lane. Because of Paradox, that's why you have the alien in the original Cloverfield. So like, that makes sense to me.
That makes sense to me.
That makes sense.
But the things that I didn't get was the hand thing, and then like all this really weird stuff happening. And okay,
yeah,
so
that sounds pretty weird.
So the movie would make sense if it was just aliens and parallel dimensions and them having to fix that. That would have been fine. But then they started to try and make it sort of creepy, like a horror movie, but not really.
Well, what if the explanation for those things is that it's just like it's messing with with the time and space, and that's why like the missing arm and all this weird stuff. It's like it's just messing with time and it's just messing with time and space. Period. Like things are not making sense because they've messed with time and space. Like, does that make sense?
So things that that shouldn't work.
Yeah, things that shouldn't be happening are just happening. So. It's just weird. And
but also the way this movie ends. So what happens is they're able to fix it. They're able to go back to their time. And only a few survivors. After there was 8 of them, 6 or 7, 8.
Yeah.
And only 2 survive. They go back in a shuttle down to Earth, and they're going down, and it's just going down. It's like, all right, sweet. They made it safely. Everything's okay. This is fantastic. They go down. They go through the clouds, and then this giant monster goes through the clouds, and it just roars. And then the movie ends, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What is going on?
So I was paraphrasing it because I didn't have the article in front of me. Here it is. It says, the events of Cloverfield Paradox rips holes in space-time, and clovers deposit themselves across different worlds at different points in time. Here, take a look at that. Does that kind of make sense to you? It's like you got all the different timelines there.
Okay.
And then Paradox, boom, moves all the
Why
clovers.
does it say, what is that, 1940?
That's the one that's coming out.
It's coming out in the 1940s?
No, that's where it's set. Set in World War II, the one that's coming out next.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean it's coming out in the past.
No.
Yeah, that's not how movies work.
Whoa!
There's a movie coming out in the 40s?
Sweet! Last summer.
If you guys want to see this, the graphic that I just showed Alex it's got a weird name. Go to bloodydisgusting.com.
What?
I kid you not.
Don't do that. Just maybe you can take a picture of a screen snap and then put it on our page.
Maybe, yeah. Well, so there's an option for you, but I'll try to put it on the page too.
Please do. Don't make them go to that link. That sounds terrifying.
I just googled it.
Sounds bloody disgusting.
Bloody disgusting.
Can I leave, please?
No, I'm going to leave. Continue.
This movie, okay. This movie was interesting. I'll give it that.
Okay.
I am not.
It definitely kept you watching. It had your attention.
Well, I was working on stuff while watching it, but yeah, sure. Yeah. So. Yeah, okay, so the movie's interesting. It's visually pretty incredible. It looks great. The casting, it's okay. The main character, I didn't really care for, but most of the other characters were interesting. They have Daniel, I'm going to botch his name, Daniel Bruhl.
The guy from Civil War.
Yeah, he was in that. He was in a Quentin Tarantino movie a while back.
He's good.
Yeah, so he was my favorite character. But this movie is I don't think they knew what they wanted to be exactly. And then I'm honestly wondering, does Hollywood even know what they're doing anymore? Well, just think about it.
Making money.
So again, the release for this was very, very odd.
Oh yeah.
And just you'd think they'd have more build up for it. Be like, all right, this movie is coming out this time, not the day before.
Yeah.
You want to get people hyped for it.
Okay, so
I mean, that actually. Wait a minute. Maybe this is the best ploy ever because it's coming out during the Super Bowl when everybody is watching, and then they'll be like, "Oh my goodness, it's coming out tomorrow," so everybody will watch it the day after. Is that better? Is that worse? Do I know? I don't know. Are they secretly geniuses?
Yeah, Alex is literally playing that scene from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the line.
Oh, yeah. You become that guy. I don't know.
It's all connected. Paradox. Hollywood doesn't know what they're doing.
But they're doing something similar. You know the movie? What's it called? It has Amy Adams in it.
Leap Year?
No. No, it's a movie that's coming out in theaters right now, and I think they said that it's going to be later released on Netflix. It's not Arrival. That one's a different movie. This one is. I need to Google it. Amy Adams
Movie.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Movies. Okay.
That's Lois Lane. Amy Adams.
Nope.
No, not Amy Adams.
I need to find what the movie is. Here, let's just try something else. Gosh, I'm sorry, guys.
Now's a good time for some elevator music.
That's the first song I was thinking. How is that possible?
Why?
Careless Whisper.
Where is it? I swear there's a movie that's coming out right now, and it's supposed to later come out on Netflix, and it's like, it's not going to come out on DVD or anything. It's coming out after, like, a few weeks after or a month after it comes out in theaters.
Amy Adams, you said?
I'm pretty sure it's Amy Adams.
There's someone that knows exactly what we're talking about. They're yelling through the screen.
I know, they're just like,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's not Arrival, you said. It's not anything on here, actually.
I swear, I knew what the name was. It's like one word.
So you were asking about whether you think that was a good strategy or not. Did it work for you? Were you inclined to see it because it came out right away?
You know what's ironic?
What?
Is like, I heard about it and I was like, okay, cool. And then I heard people talk about it and be like, yeah, it's not that great. And then I watched it anyway. I was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to watch that. And then I was like, well, why not? You know?
Yeah.
Let's see it. So yeah, they did get me to watch it. But, again, the marketing is really, really bizarre. And...
What marketing?
You know, like, you're not wrong.
One trailer.
I mean, it's not...
Do you think they're trying too hard to be really, really over the top in story making?
Like,
Cloverfield movies? Possibly.
Maybe.
In general,
maybe they watch too much Black Mirror.
Well, that's a cool connection because this kind of the new one kind of explains that they have been anthology movies so far.
Okay.
Like things existing in the same
We kind of already
universe.
got that from the second one, though.
Yeah.
Because it was different aliens compared to the first one.
Yeah. At least different like forms.
Different forms.
Like,
yeah,
it's a big alien race, and there's tons of different kinds. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just wondering what they're gonna do with the next one. Like, are they gonna fight the aliens or something?
They're storming the beaches of Normandy. All of a sudden, the alien just appears, boop, on the beach, and it's just like, oh, Hitler did this. You're like Hitler. Like that was the beginning of calling leaders you're not fond of Hitler.
Hitler Reborn. Hitler Reborn is back. Can that be the title this time? No. Okay.
Why do we keep going back to Hitler?
You're like Hitler. You're Hitler Reborn.
I was
I might actually let you do that this time.
No, don't have Hitler in the name.
Fun fact: I was denied after the podcast was over. Wesley was like, "Will, you cannot name this episode Hitler Reborn."
No, I think that was on episode. I think that was on.
No, you think you mentioned it, but after the podcast, you were very candid.
Yeah, we banned William from calling.
Don't use the name Hitler.
And that was the same episode we talked about Venom in.
Yeah,
so that's so funny that it's come full circle, guys.
Hitler Reborn.
Hitler Reborn. It's come full circle again. That could be the name of it.
So many circles.
Not only was this movie random and botched, but also the writing was also not the best because they had jokes coming in when they shouldn't have come in. Okay, the guy who loses his arm, he's just like, I've lost my arm. Everyone, follow my arm. Give it a pen. Let's see what it's writing. And I'm just like, seriously? He's just talking like he's totally fine. I'll be shocked. I'd be like, holy crap, my arm is writing without me.
Oh, bloody hell, my arm is off. Give the darn thing a pen.
Yeah.
See what it writes.
They're saying he's in shock. He's like, no, I just can't feel anything. I'm like, seriously? I'd be in shock.
I like that you've given the accent and everything.
Same.
He does have an accent.
Same. I feel nothing.
Not only that.
Good thing knows what he did inside.
Okay, so the main
bunch of kneecaps.
The main character, she has a
flesh wound.
The main character, she has a husband, right? He's on the regular Earth, the regular Earth that we know, and it's like after the whole paradox thing has happened, and the aliens are there, but we don't really know that. So he's like driving around, chaos is going all over the place. He goes to a burning house, and he he goes and he sees a girl standing in the middle of the broken house, and she's just looking at something, and he looks at it and he's like, what? And then we don't see anything else. Except then later on, he's driving away with her, and he's talking to her like he already he knows her. And I'm like, oh, you didn't have any connection with her before, and then he's driving while texting, and she's in the front seat, guys. Okay.
Are these people humans?
Like,
my arm's off. Oh.
He's driving while texting. What is going on?
This is normal. We're promoting this in a movie.
No. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, oh, seriously. Here we go.
Did he die?
No. Here's the thing. They're driving while he's texting. She's sitting in the front seat, and she says, she specifically says to him, you shouldn't text while driving. And he's only in emergencies. This counts as one. And I'm just like, well, now people in real life are gonna hear that and be like, oh, okay.
Only an emergency.
What's an emergency?
I heard it in a movie.
My hair is terrible. Please help. What?
My eyebrows are not good. They're not on fleek.
This movie is giving bad ideas to children. I hope children don't watch this movie. It's kind of scary.
Alex is writing it down now. He's
I know. I really
it's
wrote.
bad for children.
I wrote it down here. It says "girl in car while driver's texting."
Cloverfield, not Fleek.
This kid is like 10. She shouldn't be in the front seat anyway. I'm not impressed, Hollywood.
Not impressed, Hollywood. We're not impressed with you.
I'm not amused. I'm sorry, guys. Like, the more I think about this movie,
the more aggravated
the more angry I get.
I don't know. I like the explanation from the picture I showed you.
Well, I'm glad someone can come up with a good reason.
Yeah.
It makes sense, totally.
It does make sense, but they could have done.
Is it trying to be too meta?
It's yes.
Everything about it is trying to be meta. It's like, oh look, Super Bowl commercial. Also, it's coming out tomorrow. Bet you didn't see that coming. We didn't
I didn't know I wanted this.
The synopsis for it was like, oh yeah, these people are sent to some faraway place, and then a mysterious shuttle comes to their, space station, and they have to figure out who is friend and who is foe, and that is not true at all. There's no space shuttle. It doesn't come to them. They find a frickin' woman stuck in pipes, and then they get her out, and she's fine. They have pipes going through her body. And then they fix her up, and she's okay. Maybe it's futuristic tech in their medical facility. I do not know.
A flesh wound.
But then she knows all of them, and she's from the parallel dimension.
Oh.
So she knows them, but they don't know her. And then she is like, don't trust this person. Don't trust this person. Everybody,
well, that's
crazy.
them trying to find friend or foe, right? Right.
Yes, but it's still not the same. It's like you're thinking, is this woman a friend or a foe? And then they think that for a little bit, but then they completely trust her, and I'm just
So this is what the synopsis is on Wikipedia. It says,
good luck, have fun.
blah, and follows an international group of astronauts aboard a space station who, after using a particle accelerator to try to solve Earth's energy crisis, must find a way home after accidentally traveling to an alternate dimension. How do you accidentally travel to an alternate dimension? It's like, whoops, we're in an alternate dimension now. I don't know how we got here.
Theory of relativity and the particle accelerator and science. You go to a parallel dimension.
Took a wrong turn in a black hole or something.
All I can think about is that Vine. It's like, oh, you brought the helium balloons to the gun. Oh, we're floating away now. It's too late.
I took a wrong turn. We're in an alternate dimension.
Help, I'm stuck inside an egg.
Oh, my word. I think it's the most fun I've had on here in a while.
I enjoyed aspects of the movie, but the more I go back, I'm just like, why did you do that?
So literally, what people are saying before and after the movie is the same thing, just with different tone. Wow, I didn't know I wanted this. Wow, I didn't know I wanted this. Yeah, I can't believe I ever wanted this.
Why did I watch this?
If anybody wanted this, why did they want it?
I can basically sum up the movie after you watch it. There's one sound that you make, and it's like, eh?
The Cloverfield Paradox. Eh? That's our official.
That's my rating for this movie. Eh?
That's our official 10-point rating system. We're giving Cloverfield Paradox a
rating from to whoa.
Yeah, our rating system is just runs.
Yeah, our rating.
We're a caveman rating right now.
Wait for that on the horizon. Our grunt rating system.
I give it a great bang. Woo!
Yeah, this gets like from me.
I want to be a cowboy,
oh, baby. Sorry, all three of us, we've been on like a Vine binging.
It's terrible.
Like-
I have a problem.
Oh my god.
So if we just randomly quote something and you're not
used to
up
it.
to date on Vines, go
Adam.
watch some Vines. You'll
feel better.
You'll understand
Be
us
blessed.
better.
Be blessed with some vibes.
Yeah, be blessed by some Vines.
Oh. Wow.
That was good, guys.
This emotional roller coaster was just
Yeah.
as complicated as the timeline of this paradox.
I think the thing is that I went on a emotional roller coaster, and then I pulled you guys with me.
I don't know what I think your emotional attachment to this was more unexpected than your whole
I was
journey between
unexpected
this.
by it too. I was like, I'm talking about it, and then I'm trying to
Sort
get
of wild
mad. I'm
ride,
like,
man.
wait a minute, no, this is worse than I thought. It's actually really, really bad. Somebody please stop
As soon as
this.
you started talking about it, you're like, hold up.
I'm like, whoa, oh.
Look at all these plot holes.
That's the name for our
it.
podcast.
Look at all these plot holes. Wow. I think that's a good note to end it on.
Yeah, it is. It is.
This has been quite the episode. Thanks for having us here.
Wait, what?
Thanks for having us
Thanks for
in your
watching.
ear.
We have been
Inconceivable!
That's the first time we've tried that in a while.
Yeah, it was good. Stay kind, geeks.
Woo! Big one whoop for this episode.
This episode is brought to you by
Inconceivable!